If you're not doing these things right before you upload, you're literally sabotaging your views. At 1 of 10, we've generated billions of views and helped hundreds of creators blow up their channels, and these are the exact things we always check before we post a video. If you skip these, you're leaving views and money on the table. Let's break them down. Thing number 1 is to set your video as unlisted and wait for copyright checks to finish. When you post a video, YouTube basically automatically checks your video for copyrighted material. And if you make your videos public right away and don't wait for YouTube to finish their checks, you can risk your channel getting a copyright strike and potentially risk your video getting taken down. Instead, you should set your video as unlisted so that the video doesn't quite go public yet, but YouTube can still run their checks and make sure that the video is copyright compliant. Once the checks are done, you can simply set the video as public. It really doesn't take too long, but this simple step can make sure that your channel is always able to monetize and doesn't have any issues. Step 2 is to ruthlessly cut things from your thumbnail and your video before you post. There's basically two main things that decide the entire fate of your video before somebody even watches it, and that is your thumbnail and that is your hook. And the thumbnail is a barrier that's presented even earlier than the hook. The first 30 seconds of your video are the most important part and decide whether viewers stay or leave. Basically, if you don't get these two things right, you're cooked. So for both your thumbnails and your hooks, right before you hit publish, you should audit them and see if there's absolutely anything you can remove. Is there unnecessary fluff in your hook? Are there filler words? Do you ramble a bit? You should honestly keep your hooks to like 15 to 30 seconds max if you want maximum retention. And for your thumbnails, just simplify as heavy as you can. Remove elements from your thumbnail until it cannot be understood anymore, and you will have yourself a very clickable thumbnail. Oftentimes, I'll review my hook and thumbnail right before I post and realize that there's things that I can do to simplify both and condense them in a way that improves retention and clickability. So I would highly recommend you do this too. Moving on to thing number 3, this is kind of similar to point 2, but make your titles shorter. Specifically, keep them under 60 characters. We just did a study here at 1 of 10 of over 300,000 viral videos from 2025, and we found a massive performance decrease when titles were 60 to 70 characters versus when they were around 30. In fact, we saw a steep drop-off after slight drop-offs from 30, 40, 50 to 60, and then we saw a massive drop-off when we hit that point. The reason is titles over 70 characters and sometimes even 60 actually get cut off on the YouTube homepage, making them basically unreadable, sabotaging your video. So before you hit post, make sure that your title is under 60 characters. For pretty much any video, I would say this is a good idea. And if you need help generating titles, you can literally just use the 1 of 10 title generator. All you have to do is add in your channel or a competitor channel as a reference, add in your existing title and click generate, and 1 of 10 will generate 20 viral title variations for you based off of your channel's top videos and your competitor's top videos. Super easy, takes literally 5 seconds. Thing number 4 is to make sure your title and thumbnail clearly correlate. It needs to be as barrier-free and easy as possible for a viewer to click on your video, which means that your title and thumbnail must first communicate the exact same message, and number 2, do it in a way that is crystal clear and very, very simply put. A good exercise that we like to do is making sure if you cover either the thumbnail or the title and can't see it, you can still tell exactly what the video is about. What I would recommend is just see how other creators are making their titles and thumbnails work together with similar videos to yours. So I would just go to 1of10.com, search up your video title and just see what other people are doing, see what kind of thumbnail variations they have, titles, and see how they work together. If you can't do this, I would wait to post your video and make sure that you revise your title and thumbnail to make sure that they are working together. Thing number 5 is to double check your audio. This one is huge. See, because audio quality on YouTube is way more important than most people think. A lot of people will obsess over things like editing and video quality, but the reality is if your audio is bad, nobody is going to watch your video. It is the single biggest killer of videos that I've seen, honestly. So what I would do once you have your video ready to post, I would listen to it on multiple devices. For example, I would play it out of your computer speakers, I would play it in headphones, and I would even play it out of your phone and maybe even TV speakers if you have them. What this does is allows you to see how different viewers that will eventually come across your video will experience the audio and make sure that there are no blatant issues. You should check things like audio quality, audio volume, and maybe just like random sound effects you might have left in your video that you didn't notice. Also, make sure that you always normalize your audio so it's not too quiet. Thing number 6 is to add chapters. When you make your video unlisted on YouTube, YouTube will automatically generate a transcript for it that you can access in the video's description. With this, you can literally paste the entire transcript into ChatGPT and ask it to generate chapters for you in a matter of seconds. So there's literally literally no excuse. See, adding chapters to your videos improves the viewer experience and makes it easier for them to navigate the video and see what's coming next. And as a result, will increase your retention, which leads to you getting more views. This is such an easy win, and every single creator should be doing this. Thing number 7 is to absolutely spam mid-roll ads if you are monetized. So for videos that are over 8 minutes long on monetized channels, you can include what are called mid-roll ads, which are basically ads that you place throughout your video that will appear, obviously, during the video. The thing is, though, most creators don't understand that when they place a mid-roll ad, they are not literally placing an ad. They are placing a chance for an ad. What this means is that if you place a mid-roll ad and YouTube thinks that it will negatively impact a viewer's experience, they will actually just not show the viewer that ad. What this also means is that you can literally place an ad every 1 second to increase the chances of viewers seeing mid-roll ads without it hurting their experience, which in turn will lead you to have a higher RPM on your video and make you way more money. There's even tools out there that allow you to do this automatically, so I'd recommend just doing a quick Google search. I've done this across pretty much every single video that I've worked on, and I've never noticed any issues. All I've noticed is higher RPM, so I'd highly recommend it. And finally, thing number 8, don't overthink it. As much as I've just shared a bunch of things that you need to do before you post a YouTube video, at the end of the day, you can do these things super quick and then you just need to hit post. Don't worry too much about upload time, tags, hashtags, anything that doesn't really matter. All that really matters at the end of the day is a good, solid video that you are proud of. You need to post videos, you need to be consistent, and you need to learn from them. That is the most important thing, and that is how you are eventually going to blow up on YouTube. And those are the 8 things that we always do before we post a YouTube video. Let me know which one you found the most interesting and check out this video next.